The sun is going down. It is a beautiful evening out here. Gonna do some work on the dump truck till it gets dark tonight. We just got the engine cleaned up in the last video. I think we're gonna start working on this frame back here now. Got a lot of surface rust, a lot of concrete. A lot of hydraulic fluid. Now look at this, I got stuck in my yard. It rained a lot this week. I think in a future video we're gonna have to do something about this rear end. I don't know if you can weld the spider gears. It's obviously not a limited slip or a non-slip, because this one side spins like crazy and this one doesn't do anything. We have a lot of hydraulic fluid, a lot of grease, a lot of surface rust. I mentioned in another video, this frame back here looks a lot worse since I took the dump bed off. I made a video a while back. I used to have a dump bed on here. I took it off for a while so I can work on some stuff. As soon as I took it off, all this stuff really started rusting. This hydraulic cylinder, it used to be completely black, and now it's rusted. Looks terrible. We're gonna get all this cleaned up, sand it down or use a grinding wheel, put a little paint and primer on it. We have a random assortment of tools here in the toolbox, and we're just going to get started. It's probably going to be an ongoing project. And look down in here, just, I think that's concrete, or I don't know, maybe that's sand. We're making some slow progress. Once I get all this stuff chipped off of here, we'll get the like a grinding wheel on it. I'm gonna go ahead and take these lights off. This one's broken. I can get these pretty cheap, so I think I'm just gonna toss these out and buy some new ones. It is the next day and it is so hot and humid out here. I got my canopy set up again. We're gonna pull this truck up here, back it up under the shade. Got my battery hooked up. This engine is looking so clean. All right, battery power is up. I can hear the fuel. Fuel filter is full. We got fuel in the carb. Let's see if we have some good luck like we did yesterday. All right, so let's turn our light on. Oh. All right, we had to take a little break there. Amazon is leaving. I just got my lawnmower parts. Maybe you've noticed my grass is almost knee high. Haven't cut it in 2 weeks because my lawnmower's broken. So let's try this again. So we should be good. The carb had fuel in it. Fuel filter was full. It is so hot out here in this truck. I'm gonna pump this thing a few times. Awesome. This thing fired right up. So I'm just going to hold the throttle down a little bit. This thing normally has to warm up for maybe a minute and then it should idle. That might have been 30 seconds. I mean, this is incredible. Even the idling is getting better with this thing. Since I fixed the accelerator pump, I don't know if you watched that video, but I replaced the accelerator pump diaphragm. This thing starts so good now. And it idles a lot faster. I don't have to warm it up for as long. It has to be at least 10 degrees cooler under this tent. And then with the sun not directly beating down on me, so much nicer. Yesterday we got a good start. We got a bunch of this stuff chipped out of here. Today we're just going to start sanding. Got my wire wheel, got a wire brush, I got my sander, got a few different things we're going to try. This frame here, it's got layers of surface rust and paint and rust and paint. We're not trying to go down to bare metal here. We're going to put the dump bed back on this thing. So the main point, we just want to protect it. There's a lot of surface rust. I really just want to try to knock down the surface rust and clean up a bunch of the stuff like the hydraulic oil that's all over it. Get it cleaned up pretty good. And then we're going to prime it. And we'll paint it black too. So we're just going to be priming. I got a few cans of the Rust-Oleum automotive primer. I think normally you would sand down the entire frame and then prime it and paint it. But we're not going to do that. We're going to have to work in sections. I'm not going to finish this today. It might take me a week or two. So I'm going to have to do this. I'm probably going to do like the back section and go ahead and prime it. And then maybe go down one side and prime it. Right, I'm just going to break it up into little areas. That way, if it rains or I have to stop, I don't want any bare metal or areas that I sanded to rust over again during the night. You know, this thing may sit here a couple days again before I get to it. My brother welded this hitch up here, and we're going to be doing some testing with it. We never did prime it after welding, so that's just some surface rust. We're going to take care of that today, hopefully. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this. We're going to be putting a whole new trailer wiring deal on here, so we're going to get rid of this thing. That wasn't too hard. We had a couple of bolts in there. I smacked it with a hammer. We're going to throw this thing away and we'll just buy a new one. And maybe you can see there's a lot of concrete and stuff just permanently on this. So I'm going to run over this with the wire wheel, but I'm not trying to get all this off of here. I don't have time to do all that. All this back here, I'm guessing this is concrete. This is taking forever. I wish I had a sandblaster. I think I've got this back area pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and put a little primer on it, and then we'll move on to the next section. We got this bottom piece covered pretty good. I think the last thing I'm going to do today, I want to try and get inside here where my brother welded up the hitch and he put another little support piece in there. It's been getting some surface rust on it. So I think we're going to clean that up, try to get that primered. The sun is going down on another humid day. We were not very productive at all today. The heat and the humidity just have me drained. And grinding and sanding on this frame, it's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. We did manage to get the inside cleaned up and primered, so at least it won't be rusting anymore where the hitch was welded on there, and then that extra support plate. I think it's time to park this back over there in the yard, figure out what we're going to do for dinner. I am probably looking rough after sanding and grinding on this thing all day in this heat. I've been wearing a dust mask too. That's going to be it for this video. I did not get near as much done as I was hoping to. I think I'm going to make a couple videos while I'm working on this rear section of the frame. Just trying to keep things moving along. I've got all my dump truck videos numbered now, so they're better organized. I've also got a playlist. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.